Yes guys, my name is NSW and I'm going to be giving you 4 tips on how to start your career as a photographer myself. I've been through all of this, so here's 4 tips on how to start your career properly, how to get yourself known, you know, how to get your work out there. So these are my tips. Okay, point number 1 is do not get too caught up into the hype, you know, Instagram, etc., the likes, because when you start, 100% you won't get that many likes unless you're lucky, unless you already have a following or something. But when you start this, you probably won't get that much love, you won't get that much support from pretty much anyone, family, friends, anyone. Just don't get too caught up in it. I'm guilty of this. I'm guilty of thinking, oh, why has my picture only got 11 likes or 20 likes? But trust me, if you keep putting your work out there consistently, numbers will only follow, the money will follow, everything will follow. Just be consistent, okay? Second point is have your own style of photography. I am guilty of this, like looking at other people's work thinking, oh, I want to create that, oh, I want to recreate that. And there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with being inspired by someone's work at all, but you don't want to steer too far away from your own style, in a sense, you know what I mean? You don't want to steer too far away from your style, because that is you. You are it. And that's what people will love you for. If you like the 70 to 200 kind of style of portraiture where it's quite close, you know, not much distortion, then by all means stick with that. Or if you like the wide angle look to your photos, 24mm, etc., then stick with that, but don't stay too far away from it. My third point is connect with people. Make sure you're always making friends, making contacts, etc., because trust me, it will help. If you're an introvert, or if you're introvertly extroverted, like me, you don't like social interactions, but you have a social battery, in a sense. My point is, don't go to any networking events unless you're fully energized, because I'm guilty of this. And don't let your introverted nature get in the way of you making new contacts, because you never know, that stranger on the train, whole role in life could be to change your life. That's a fact. And finally, the most important point is to know your gear's capabilities, know what they're good for. For example, you could have a Canon 1DX Mark III, and I could have a Canon 550D with a kit lens, and you could have a 24-70 2.8L lens. I think mirrorless cameras don't do L lenses, actually they do RF, don't they? But yeah, see, I still need to do a bit more research into the mirrorless department, but I know that if I had a Canon 550D and you had a Canon R5 and you didn't know what the Canon R5 could do and you didn't know how to use it properly, I reckon I could still get better pictures than you. So make sure you know your gear, make sure you always know what your gear is good for, make sure you know what focal lengths to use. For example, you're not going to use 35mm for beauty, because the distortion would be absolutely disgusting. And you're not going to use, actually you can use 100mm for portraits, but 35mm would be pretty cool. Yeah, so make sure you know your gear. Believe me, I spent hours and hours researching on YouTube before I even thought about even upgrading my camera. First camera I bought was a Canon 550D, and that served me beautifully. But I remember I did a lot of research before I upgraded to the Canon 5D Mark III. And even now I'm thinking maybe I should have got the Mark IV, but Canon 5D Mark III is what I went for. So please make sure you're always researching your gear, you're learning about it consistently, learning about lighting, etc. I still need to do a lot more research on lighting. But yeah, just go out, bring your camera, experiment, you know, make mistakes. You're gonna make a lot of mistakes in this game. Trust me, you are going to make a lot of mistakes. You learn from those mistakes. You know what I mean? And yeah, but trust me, you're gonna make a lot. But yeah, this is the end of this tutorial. There's a lot more coming. This YouTube thing, this whole keeping up with YouTube thing is actually really mad and it's really long. But please subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.